The tallest skyscraper on the planet, the Burj Khalifa, Dubai. But do you know who built this tallest structure in the world? How about the Petronas Towers, Malaysia? How about this Lecto Tower, Russia? How about Park Tower, Seoul? Gamma Tower, Jakarta? QQ Tower, Singapore? Store Residence, Kuala Lumpur? 360 Towers, Mumbai? Philippines Bank of Communication, Makati? Cleveland Clinic, Abu Dhabi? And how about all this list? Do you know the largest smartphone manufacturer, largest televisions manufacturer, a leading home appliances and kitchen appliances brand in the world, leading semiconductor manufacturer? Do you know who's leading and building the world's largest thermal power plant in Saudi Arabia, UAE nuclear power plant, Singapore's first LNG terminal? Well, the answer of all these questions is only one, and that is Samsung. So, in today's video, we will discuss the history of Samsung, the evolution, and how big is Samsung. So, let's get started. We have divided Samsung's history into 5 eras. So, let's get started with era 1. Samsung is a South Korean multinational manufacturing conglomerate. Samsung's headquarters in Samsung.Town, Seoul, South Korea. Samsung comprises numerous affiliate businesses, most of them united under Samsung's brand. Samsung is the largest South Korean brand ever. Samsung has the 18th highest global brand value in the world. Samsung's market capitalization is 376 plus billion US dollars, and the Samsung's revenue is 300 plus trillions Korean won. Samsung's contributed up to 23% into the entire GDP of South Korea. Samsung was founded by Lee Byung Chul in 1938 as a grocery store and a trading company. Samsung means 3-star in a Korean language, which is a symbol of primarity and versatility. Lee Byung Chul started his business in Daegu, Korea, as trading noodles and the others locally grown products. Lee Byung Chul started the productions of noodles later on in his city and starting its exporting to the China and its neighboring countries as well as Chinese other provinces. Lee expanded his business and opened Korea's largest textile mill and as well as sugar refinery. Samsung started on its diversifications into insurance, securities, retail, trading corporation, and construction industries. In 1960s, Samsung entered into electronics industry. 1960 was the era where electronics industry get started in boom. In electronics, televisions and radios was the first moving, liked and the futuristic product with the consumers. So Samsung entered into the electronics where Samsung's electronics born. Samsung started the productions of black and white televisions along with the help of Sanyo. Sanyo was a Japanese leading corporation at that era in televisions, radios and their components. So Samsung started using the components of Sanyo and started making the televisions. Samsung also diversified its divisions and entered into the several focus divisions like Samsung's electronic devices, Samsung's Electro-Mechanics, Samsung Cornings, Samsung's semiconductors and telecommunications. In 1970s, Samsung produced its first black and white TV and started to exporting its televisions into overseas markets. Along with TV, Samsung started manufacturing home electronic products and started exporting to overseas markets also. Samsung is also expanding its reach into shipbuilding, petrochemicals and aircraft engines. Over the next decade, Samsung is also starting producing transistors and other electronic components for color and black and white televisions, refrigerators, calculators, radio, and air conditioners. In 1974, Samsung entered into heavy industries and started making heavy machineries for construction industry as well as for factories and manufacturing industries. In this decade, Samsung's heavy industry was the world's largest shipbuilding company in the world. In 1980s, Samsung entered the telecommunications hardware industry. Initially, Samsung's building telephone switching boards. Samsung expanded into the telephone and the fax system, which eventually shifted to mobile phones manufacturing. In early 1980s, Samsung expanded to Germany, Portugal, and New York. In 1982, Samsung's Printing Solutions was founded. This subsidiary of a company delivered digital solutions to the printing industry. The following year, company started producing personal computers, and in 1984, Samsung sales reached 1 trillion won. In 1985, Samsung introduced their first ever made cell phone. Later in the decade, Samsung expanded to Tokyo and the United Kingdom, positioning itself as a leader in semiconductor manufacturing with the massive productions of RAMs, ROMs, modems, and others electronic components used in televisions, radios, and other electronic devices. In 1987, founder Lee Byung Chul passed away, and his sons Lee Kun-hee take the control of Samsung. Soon after that, Samsung Semiconductors and Telecommunications merged with Samsung Electronics. The merged organizations focused on home appliances, telecommunications, and the semiconductors. The next decade brought additional growth and achievements. Samsung soon became a world leader in chip productions. Samsung formed Samsung Motors in this decade and began producing digital televisions. The company also began investing heavily in the design and the manufacturing of components for the other companies. It sought to become world's largest consumer electronic manufacturer. Samsung's Ventures was founded in 1999 to invest in startup companies focusing on many of Samsung's core services. In 2000, Samsung opened a development center in Warsaw, Poland. Its works began with the set-top box technology before moving into digital TV and the smartphones. The smartphone platform was developed with partners, officially launched with the original Samsung SOLIDUS line for the devices and other derivatives in 2008, which was later developed into Samsung Galaxy line of devices including Notes, Edge, and other products. In between 2000 and 2010, Samsung acquired companies that developed the technologies for electronic devices. In 2012, Samsung introduced Galaxy S3. Galaxy S3 was one of the world's most popular smartphones. The year 2012 also marked Samsung's become the world's largest mobile phone manufacturer. Samsung made additional acquisitions in the following year, including organizations that would help it expand its offering in medical technology, smart televisions, OLED displays, home automations, printing solutions, cloud solutions, payment solutions, and artificial intelligence. In 2014, Samsung introduced Gear VR, a virtual reality device. By 2015, Samsung was having 7,500 patents, a highest number of patents compared to any other company in the world. In 2017, Samsung officially got permissions to test, develop, and innovate the electric vehicles and their electronic components and the softwares. In the following year, Samsung announced its business expansion into solar and the renewable energy. In late 1938, Samsung's founder introduced their ever first brand logo. Samsung used its logo from 1938 to 1960. In 1960s, Samsung changed its logo to add this new logo. In 1970s, Samsung had expanded its business to overseas markets and was generating a big revenue. So, for the better understanding of overseas markets, Samsung changed its logo from Korean language to English language. 1980s was the era of colors televisions, colors printing, and color marketing. So Samsung added colors into the logo and introduced a color logo from its black and white logo. In 1993, Samsung entered into new era of digitalization. Samsung invented a new mobile division named Galaxy and changed its logo to a Galaxy logo. It was not only a logo, it was a message to the world that Samsung wants its product at least one in every home, every family, and every individual. Blue colors to its logo and made it official. Blue colors means in Korea symbolizing reliability and social responsibility. In 2013, Samsung changed its logo again into a current logo. This logo delivered the message that Samsung is not only the Galaxy brand, a number one in Galaxy mobiles. Even Samsung is a global premium number one brand in many areas like smartphones, smart televisions, smart home appliances, semiconductors, telecommunication equipments, optical science or optic, memories and chips making, heavy industries machinery and its equipment, and many more areas. Samsung also has theme and adventure park. Samsung also has smart city and digital city where you can buy your own houses and live there. Samsung also has their own hotel and resorts for commercial and the public use. Samsung also manufactures military tanks and military weapons. Not only this, Samsung also provide oil and gas, refineries, and industrial processing solutions, plants, installations, equipments, and machinery, and service and maintenance services. Please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.